Gears of War E-Day is the next game in the Gears of War franchise. It's the story of Emergence Day. It's going back to the beginning, when the locusts first come out of the ground and start attacking.
It is also a game that has been built from the ground up on Unreal Engine 5 with all new art and all new systems to push visual fidelity to a level we've never achieved before.
Gears of War is probably best known as an Xbox franchise, but the PC has always been a very important platform that we're using to bring the most we possibly can to the game.
The PC community is incredibly important to us. I, myself, am a PC gamer. I've been making PC games for my entire career, and we've built this game with a PC mindset.
We're trying to push a lot of technology, high detail geometry, heavily using nanite and lumen. We're going to be one of the first titles to use mega lights.
Gears of War supports hardware, ray trace, lighting, shadows, and reflections. This shows up in so many different ways. A great example is our pay and save. This is an environment that has TVs that have dynamic lighting coming off them and bouncing off the scene.
There's a lot of dynamic elements to the game. I think one of my favorite things is the tickers, watching them run through the level. You have this little glowing creature casting dynamic shadows all over the world, casting real-time global illumination, but don't watch them too long, they'll blow up on you.
It's really noticeable on the muzzle flashes on our guns as you get this burst of flashing light and all the shadows that get cast off it. And we can have dynamic lights that sort of flicker. You can build this sense of tension and use lighting as a tool for visual storytelling and gameplay that we haven't been able to do before.
Real-time reflections is something that's very cool for us. We have some really cool elements in the game that are nice and shiny.
As you shoot glass and see real-time ray-traced reflections and translucency, all of that is dynamic in real time, which of course you wouldn't have with traditional baked lighting techniques.
All in all, ray-traced lighting brings the dark, gritty vibe that we want to life in the game and really adds a level of realism and cohesiveness that's never been possible for us before.
And on our ultra-spec or our ludicrous spec PC settings, we push ray tracing even farther with higher ray trace samples, more rays, but also RTX mega geometry.
We're going to be the first Unreal Engine title to show RTX mega geometry in our game. This is really exciting because we're a very nanite-heavy title, but there's always been a bit of a discrepancy between what's available for us to happen at raster and what's available for us to happen when we're ray tracing. Mega geometry allows us to use the same level of detail that we're using for nanite as our ray tracing basis.
It pushes the visual ray trace scene to a higher level than we can achieve with Unreal Engine's technologies out of the box. You see some of the examples of foliage or shadow detail that is just crisper and has more fine detail in that shadow.
You definitely get a lot more detail in a lot of the rock surfaces. They look just a lot sharper and a lot more correct. And as well, things like barbed wire, things that were just not possible to represent with the amount of triangles that we had available to us, all of a sudden look really nice.
Our environments are incredibly dense. We have 100 times the geometric detail in our game than anywhere else. And being able to work with NVIDIA and bring mega geometry to this game really is going to show what games are going to look like in the future.
DLSS and other super sampling techniques really allow us as a developer to perform more advanced graphics techniques that just wouldn't be possible to do if we were working at full resolution. It's something that allows you to take a lower res image and then using machine learning is able to upsample that to a larger image without really sacrificing the quality.
We also support dynamic multi-frame generation, allowing you to push to the highest frame rates possible. And it's so important that we tie this with Reflex. Reflex lowers latency and improves the responsiveness of our game.
It's something we think is very important, especially in a multiplayer environment. We're a very competitive game. You want to make sure that you have your enemy in focus and your reticle over them at all times. We want a nice, smooth frame rate, and we want that ultra-responsive input latency. Customization is a huge part of why I play games on PC, and it's part of what we wanted to make sure we're delivering for E-Day players. If they care about HDR, if they care about frame rate versus resolution, we want all of that choice available for players.
I'm an ultra-wide player. I have really pushed the team to make sure that we are showing up strongly there. We have full support for native 21:9, gameplay up to 32:9, and all of our cinematics are also real-time and are rendered in ultra-wide.
Our benchmark is something that's very important to us. It was something that has always been used by reviewers for years after we ship, and it's something we hope will be that way again. This is a very technically ambitious title, and I think we're going to push hardware for years to come.
We've always built our games to showcase the latest technology and push what is possible in gaming. And working with NVIDIA, who share the same philosophy with us, we've been able to bring features like ray traced lighting, RTX mega geometry, DLSS, reflex. For players, this means delivering an experience that feels like they're playing a movie with the real-time performance that you expect in a high-end game.